it's going to be tough for Michigan to get those guys out, but they're just going to have to if they want to keep themselves in this game.
First pitch, a little low, ball one.
And here's what we're talking about, just so many of these hitters at the top of the lineup. Average is so high. Top 4 hitters in the San Diego lineup, as you mentioned, all at least at 310, and everyone in the top 7 is at least 275.
That one right down the middle. Counts now 2-1.
And I think a big thing to look for is going to be if Michigan is able to get, and Vigu able to get ahead in the count. Obviously came back there, but falling behind 2-0. Now he gets back into the count at 2-2. But for a pitcher who had so much struggle avoiding walks, falling behind 2-0 is just not going to be a recipe for success.
Yeah, he's climbed back into this count here. This ball chopped to second base. Easy play to first. One down here in the top of the first.
Yeah, retiring the leadoff batter is also going to be big for Vigu, especially trying to avoid the crooked numbers that we saw San Diego put up on 4 occasions in yesterday's game. As we take a look at the defense here, Mitch Voigt back in his normal position at first base, Timbrook at second, Dernetti getting the start at third, Caruso at short, Navarro in left, Rustich in center, Longo in right. And it's once again Brock Lightgib getting the start behind the plate. Will Rogers, after beginning the day as the DH, coming in for a relief appearance yesterday and eventually moving behind the plate, now at least to start the day, gets a day off.
Justin DeCrisio batting .310 this year so far. That ball just caught the strike zone. It'll be a 1-2.
Yeah, it'll be worth watching the strike zone today. Pete Peterson had a very wide strike zone, particularly east-west yesterday, and it was a pretty consistent zone. Felt like both teams were getting pitches off the corners called strikes.
A swing and a miss. Be the second out of the inning. There's Vigu getting a strikeout early on. Good for the confidence, the freshman.
Again, that's Vigu coming in with 13 strikeouts in 16 innings.
That ball just outside. Be ball one.
And of course, this is the batter here to watch for San Diego. Batting over 400. Hugely successful series. And Vigu's just going to have to find a way to avoid significant damage here coming from the 3-hole. The sophomore on the all-WCC freshman team last year.
Yeah, Gurovich has been quite outstanding for this team this year. Got lefty on righty action here. That ball a little high. And there's the first walk of the game. Gurovich will take the short walk to first base.
Yeah, and you can understand Vigu wanting to pitch around him there, especially with 2 outs, no one on. Gives him a little more flexibility. That's the benefit of getting those first 2 guys out. But again, there's no comfortable spots in this lineup other than maybe at the catcher, Ariel Armas, in the number 8 spot, but even he had a multi-hit game yesterday. So now the reward for working around the 3-hitter, you get a cleanup hitter who comes in batting .328.
Yeah, this San Diego batting lineup is deep. I mean, you got good averages all the way through. Lots of runs, lots of hits. It's not really a weak spot. There's 2 strikes. Vigu gets ahead on the count.
And again, Costello has those 4 home runs, also 23 RBIs, leading the team in that department.
Gurovich gets the jump start and gets the second base. Now San Diego's got player in scoring position.
Yeah, and he got a pretty good jump there, but of course pitching the dirt just not giving Michigan any chance makes this batter here even more important.
This ball swung on and popped up into right field. Longo makes the routine catch. That'll end the top of the first inning. That ball's inside. Be ball one.
And it's interesting that yesterday you saw Mac Timbrook drop to the number 2 spot in the lineup, also facing a southpaw. And Mitch Voigt moved to the leadoff spot. Here, Michigan keeping Timbrook in that number 1 spot, also adding Collin Priest as the designated hitter. So there will be 2 lefties in this lineup. Yesterday, Timbrook being the only one.
Yeah, when you got a pitcher that's a lefty, you know, that it's always an interesting matchup going lefty on lefty, righty on righty. 2-1. Inside, that'll be ball 3.
Yeah, one of the things we saw from Kelvin Shapira yesterday, just a real struggle the first 3 innings with the pitch count, resulted in him only going 5 innings for the Toreros. And so here, gets back into the count. They're on a borderline pitch.
Yeah, that looked a little low to me. A little outside, but just caught the edge. Full count. This ball hit up the middle. That'll be a base hit for Timbrook, getting the Wolverines started on the first at-bat. Split the gap there on the shortstop and second baseman. And up comes Mitch Voigt.
Yeah, last 2 games, Michigan able to scratch across a first inning run. So you get the leadoff guy on, and here Mitch Voigt, Michigan's best hitter, 5 for 8 in the series. Chance for the Wolverines to strike early.
There's ball 1. Low pitch. Off-speed pitch just outside. That'll be ball 2.
And again, we looked yesterday, the Michigan pitchers in particular really had a tough time throwing strikes. But again, Shapira had an effective outing for San Diego, giving up only 2 runs in 5 innings, picked up his 2nd win of the year. But at the same time, the elevated pitch count, I think he threw about 75 pitches through 3 innings, knocked him out of the game after 5. This has been a taxed bullpen for the Toreros this whole series. So they really do need to get some length out of Smith, who of course has not started a game this year, so you don't know how deep he's going to be able to go anyway. But falling behind hitters is not going to help his cause.
Nope. 3-1 is swung on and missed. Of a full count here.
It'll be interesting to see if Timbrook goes. Of course, saw Voigt get the green light on 3-0. You expect it from the best hitter. But now Smith back in the count.
This ball's popped up, foul. No play on it. The at-bat will continue.
And Timbrook not running there. Has a pair of stolen bases this year in 3 attempts. Of course, obviously, with that left-handed pitcher on the mound, little harder to time the jump.
Yeah, he's got eyes on him. This ball also popped up foul. Way out of play.
Again, good battle from Michigan early on here.
Mitch Voigt battling with Smith.
But of course, yesterday we saw Michigan did a good job battling in counts and also did a good job getting on base, but then stranded 13 runners. That's a number they're going to have to cut down today.
This ball chopped. Thought about the play to second, but just made it to first for Gurvich. There's the first out.
Yeah, and that was the right decision there. That ball was just not hit sharply enough. Worthington did not have a play at first base, or at second base, rather.
Yeah, smart play by Worthington there. Just get the out.
Yeah, we take a look here at the defense. Gurvich at first, Praz at second, DeCrisio at short, Worthington at third base, Costello, Allen, and Kristen in the outfield left to right. Arm is back behind the plate. Smith on the mound.
That ball just outside. Ball one. Low and inside. Second ball. Take a look at Hrustic here. 6 home runs.
And no one else in this lineup has more than 2 home runs. So the grad student is their best source of power.
Pops that one. Backing out of play. Be a 2-1 count.
Hrustic transferring in after playing 4 seasons at Northwestern, so he's got a lot of experience here in the Big Ten.
This ball is driven deep. Popped up. Easy play by Jacob Christian. This angle could be a little deceiving. Right off the bat, it looks deep, and then just a routine pop-up. Handled easily by the Toreros.
And the other thing, it looks like the wind, which of course was a big factor yesterday, more blowing straight in. Today it looks like it's going a little more right to left. So a ball hit into right field is going to be harder to drive. It's going to be pulled a little back in toward the center. You see Caruso here with just that 230 average on the season, occupying the cleanup spot in the lineup that just does not have nearly the depth that the Toreros have.
And he swings and misses at that one. Be a 1-1 count. That ball right down the middle. Strike 2.
Caruso, the transfer from South Carolina upstate, and it's just something we've seen with Tracy Smith in his second year. A lot of turnover with this team as he tries to build it back up after Eric Backett left for Clemson a couple years ago and saw a lot of Wolverines follow him over there.
Yeah, Tracy Smith is a pretty historied coach, so he should be able to build it back up. And there's strike 3. At the plate. First pitch is way outside for ball 1.
And it's worth noting, per rules enacted a couple years ago, Austin Smith, of course, as the pitcher in this lineup, he is able to remain in the game as the designated hitter when he leaves. We saw yesterday Michigan lost the DH spot when Will Rogers was pitching and then moved to the catcher position.
This ball is crushed into left field, and that is out of here. Austin Smith, a home run to deep left field. And the Toreros will take a 1-0 lead, the top of the second inning. We were just talking about the wind moving in that direction, and he clears the big brick wall.
You only 312 out to left field, but you have that high wall up there that you don't have in right field. Really going to make it difficult for a left-handed hitter to go the opposite way. But you see there, he gets it well over the wall, tucks it inside that foul ball. And San Diego strikes first.
That is an impressive home run. That pitch behind the batter. Jacob Christian.
And you're seeing VQ have some gripping problems, perhaps. Lost a pitch arm side to Austin Smith in the last at-bat, now throwing behind Christian. Christian coming in here with, there's 3 home runs, the 275 average. Kind of low in the context of this lineup, earning him the 6th spot, but that just speaks to the depth that the Toreros have.
Yeah, this lineup has the ability to wear out some pitchers. There's never really a section of the lineup that feels like you got an easy stretch. 2-2 count. This pitch popped up and will be out of play. No way to get a glove on it. Christian will come back, face Vigyu.
Yeah, Michigan also struggling with bullpen usage, much like San Diego. Got 8 innings out of Mitch Voigt on Friday, although Voigt did surrender the lead in the 8th inning and ended up becoming the losing pitcher, but just 2 1/3 innings out of Chase Allen. And so they really cannot afford to go deep into the bullpen again with 8 pitchers being used yesterday.
Yeah, that ball swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. Vigyu retires Christian. Got 1 out.
Vigyu picking up a pair of strikeouts here early. Again, did come in 13 strikeouts in 16 innings. A solid number until you compare it to the number of walks he's allowed, and that's where you start to develop a bit more concern.
Yeah, absolutely. The 1-0. Chop to first base. Voigt gets a play on it. Tosses it right back to Vigyu. And there's 2 outs.
Yeah, Vigyu just getting over there, but doing what he needs to do as a pitcher. So you see there, no hesitation at all. As soon as that ball is hit, break over and start running to first. Any hesitation probably would have resulted in Allen being safe.
Yep, it was close enough anyway. That ball right down the middle. Strike 1. Here's the catcher, Ariel Armas, at the bat.
He's the one batter in this lineup with a sub-200 average, making his 17th start.
Pops this one up. Easy play by Timbrook to Voigt. And after a home run in the first batter, Michigan retires the next 3. First at bat at the top of this inning.
Yeah, and Priest picking up a pinch-hitting appearance each of the last 2 games, making his first start of the series here against the left-handed pitcher in Austin Smith.
That ball came in on the inside for strike 1. 1-0, the 0-1, just a little outside. Be 1-1.
And again, 24 pitches for Austin Smith in the first inning. Kind of a recurring theme we saw from Calvin Shapira in yesterday's game. Strike zone seeming a bit wide here again.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a good frame job by Armas, because not quite sure if that one was in the zone.
It seems perhaps on the high-low, a bit tight. I think we saw a kind of similar zone yesterday.
Checked if he won. He didn't. Ball 2. Two-two pitch. Just outside. That'll take us to a full count.
And I was wondering if that was going to be called with the way we've seen this game as well as yesterday's game umpired. But doesn't get the call there, and a good at-bat from Priest.
That ball inside. It's a walk. Priest will go to first.
Yeah, I think that pitch actually hit him in the hand. As we see right here. That elbow pad.
Got his elbow. So a walk anyway. The first batter. Now Joe Longo steps up to the plate. Batting .278 so far this season.
Yeah, Joe Longo, one of the rare pieces of continuity from last year's team. With so much turnover, guys going out, guys coming in, number of freshmen on this team. Joe Longo, the junior, did not see game action his freshman year, but made 31 starts last year.
This ball's popped up. Peraza makes the play on it. And there's the first out. Now up at the plate is Kyle Dernetti, the shortstop. First pitch is hit deep, but in foul territory, and that'll be strike one.
Dernetti, yet another transfer. Played 4 seasons at Oregon State, 49 starts last year, .248 average.
Off-speed pitch did not catch the zone. And that's ball one. Same pitch there did catch the zone. There's strike two. That pitch inside. Terrero's bench doesn't like the call.
Did appear for sure to be inside. But I think once the zone starts growing a little, the pitching side just expects it to keep growing.
That ball chopped foul.
Michigan doing a good job racking up that pitch count. We just saw yesterday didn't really lead to any results until the game was completely out of hand. Obviously, part of that falls on the pitching, but on the offensive side, they got to be able to cash in on runners.
And there's strike three. Dernetti is retired. And Bradley Navarro now steps up to the plate with 2 outs here and a man on first. Michigan looking to get something going here after falling 1-0 early on in this one.
Yeah, Dernetti there just goes fishing. Breaking ball down and away.
There's strike one on the off-speed pitch again.
Yeah, you see Navarro there falling just below the Mendoza line. Got the start in Friday's game, went 1 for 3. Came in as a pinch hitter late in yesterday's game, back in the starting lineup here this afternoon.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's hit to the shortstop. There's the easy play to second. Retires the inning.
In yesterday's affair, and it seems Nathan Thompson's doing more of the same. Maybe not quite as far, but definitely we've seen a few pitches off the plate called strikes.
Will Worthington hits a grounder to second. That's an easy play to Voigt at first. And there's the first out. on the first pitch. Now at the plate is Angelo Peraza.
Yeah, the ground out to start the game back in the first inning. There's only 2 base runners so far for the Toreros. Zach Gervin picking up a 4-pitch walk, and he worked around in the first. And then Austin Smith helping his own cause with the solo home run, accounting for the only score so far.
2-0 count. And there's strike one. Catches the bottom of the strike zone. The 2-1 is chop foul. That'll be strike two. 2-2 count.
Vigu so far, 21 of 35 pitches in the strike, so not a great clip at 60%. It is something we saw Michigan struggle with a lot in yesterday's game.
This ball is hitting to right field, and that'll be a base hit for Peraza. The Toreros got a base runner on first now. Peraza, not the most efficient base stealer, but we'll see what he'll do here. Maybe try to get into scoring position. As DeCrisio steps up to the plate.
Vigu keeping his eye there on Peraza.
Checking in on him, making sure he's not going anywhere. That ball just caught the corner of the strike zone. That'll be strike one.
It looked like it was set up inside. Vicky went away, but even with the reach across, got the call.
Vigu clearly a little concerned that Peraza might jump.
The one stolen base against him so far this game.
Oh, and there he goes. Voit. We got a pickle and an easy tag. And there's the second out. Peraza tries to get the jump. Vigu turns just in time. And that's an easy out for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and I just don't know if I understand the aggression there. For Peraza, you know Vigu's looking at you. Already have the 2 throwovers, only 1 stolen base on the year.
There you got DeCrisio hit by the pitch. At least that's what it appears to be. Let's take a look at the replay.
I wonder if they're saying he leaned into it.
I think he stuck his leg out there.
So that's going to be a strike against him if that's the call. And I think that's the right call.
I agree. I think he twisted his leg, got his leg in position to get hit. Otherwise, I don't think it would have got hit. So yeah, now it's an 0-1 count.
It'll be an 0-2 count. Remember, he's leaning out of the box, clearly moves that knee. And so by rule in college baseball, when you're called for that violation, it is a strike. So instead of being a 1-1 count, if he had just stood still and watched it go by him, now he's down 0-2. I think that one went off the bat. Well inside, or may have just missed. I think that may have just been a ball off the glove.
I thought for a second he got hit.
That's what it looked like at first.
And there he goes fishing for a low and outside ball, and that'll be strike 3. the bottom of the third as Brock Lightgeb takes the plate.
Yeah, the freshman making this his 9th start of the year, but second straight game that he started behind the plate.
This one's chopped to Smith. That'll be an easy out. Again, there's a big 1 pitch, 1 out. Good for Smith's pitch count, keeping him in the game a little longer.
He has actually thrown over 40 pitches in the first 2 innings. Again, an issue we saw with Shapira yesterday, pitched effectively but only able to go 5 because of those first 3 innings, especially how many pitches he had to throw. Toreros need 6 or 7 innings out of Smith here.
That ball high and inside, but catches the corner. Strike 1. Mac Timbrook back up at the plate.
And I don't know what the leash is going to be on Smith, being that he has no starts this year. I mean, you take a look at him last year, appeared in 12 games on the mound, including 7 starts, only threw 38 and 2/3 innings. But you just got to figure, obviously we don't see any activity in the San Diego bullpen right now, and you really need to get length out of him. I mean, you had to throw 5 pitchers on Friday and another 6 yesterday.
This will be another easy play to first. That ball was chopped to second base. And up at the plate will be Mitch Voigt. Michigan still looking to get some runs on the board. All they've had is a single. That ball inside, but another strike call. You see this extended strike zone. Mitch Voigt pops one to center field. And that's an easy play for Dustin Allen. Best hitter for Toreros. Walked at his first at bat. And there's ball 1.
Yeah, and it was pretty clear that first at bat coming with 2 outs, no one on in the first. Vickie just working around him. Little tougher to do leading off an inning, especially with how deep this lineup is. I think Vickie's got to attack him a little more aggressively.
That ball hit the dirt. Ball 2. That one right down the middle. Strike 1. 2-1 count.
And Gurvich appearing in 49 of 50 games last year for San Diego. 34 starts at first base, along with 10 in the DH role.
And this ball gets through Timbrook. Gurvich thought about making it to second. Checked up. He's going to stay at first. That's a single for the Toreros. This ball just hit hard into Timbrook. Hard to make a play on that. Popped up into the air.
It looks like they are going to charge him with an error. A little surprised with the short hop, but it also looks like it wasn't hit all that hard, so maybe that's the reason. I would have probably given him a hit, given the short hop. But still a play that if you ask Timbrook, he'd tell you he expects to make.
Yeah, absolutely. There's ball 1. Ball 2 is low and inside. Gurvich getting a big lead. (2-0). That ball's high and inside for ball 3.
And you wonder here, you know they always say good teams take advantage of the extra outs they're given. San Diego, they can get another runner on base. Really, they have a chance to threaten.
There's the first strike. Big U trying to battle his way back into this count. Another ball gets through, and there's Navarro throwing it into third, but the Toreros are going to have someone on second and on first. Another hard hit ball. Michigan could have made a play on it, just pops off the glove and goes through.
Yeah, that one is going to be a hit as Caruso had to make a diving play. Got his glove on it, just couldn't quite corral it. And now, for the first time this game, San Diego going to have multiple base runners on.
Austin Smith back up at the plate after his home run in the second.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen from San Diego, they're not afraid to play the small ball game. You have Smith coming in with a 300 average, still just looking to lay down a bunt and move these runners over.
Gets that one down. And Michigan gets the play at third. So the runners will stay on first and second. Good play by Michigan to not let them get to third base in prime scoring position.
Yeah, one of the rules when you're going to bunt to third is you got to pull the third baseman in, because when the third baseman has to run in, you have no one at that base, and so he has no choice but to throw over to first. In that case, a bunt toward third base that the pitcher's able to field, his angle takes him right toward third, makes it an unsuccessful sacrifice attempt. Big out for Michigan, getting that lead runner, keeping the double play in order, and taking away San Diego's ability to score a run without getting another hit.
Here's Jacob Christian bat. That ball thrown low into the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
You see Gurovich there at second base, reached on the error. Or that's Jack Costello, rather, who reached on first, advanced on the fielder's choice.
And there, Christian is hit by the pitch. Definitely no moving into the pitch there. That was right square in the thigh. The butt, I might add. So now we'll have bases loaded with Dustin Allen stepping up at the bag. This ball chopped. Vigu makes the play at home, and that's a big out for the Wolverines. They're lucky the ball just barely went forward, so Vigu can come forward and make the play at home.
Yeah, hit too softly to get a double play, but right in front of the plate, made an easy 1-2 force play at the plate. And as you said, a huge second out, keeping that run off the board, and now a weak hitting catcher up, needing a base hit here to extend this inning.
And now you got the one batter in this Torero lineup batting under 200 on the season.
Look at a foul ball off the knob of the bat there. Dangerously close to a hit by pitch.
The 1-0. Low and in the dirt.
This should be a 1-1 count. I believe that first pitch was a foul ball.
It is a 1-1. That ball rifled out of play. That'll be strike 2. 1-2 count. This is a big at-bat here.
See, it does look like the sophomore Kurt Barr warming up in the pen for the Wolverines. So you wonder what the leash is going to be on Vigu if he's not able to get out of it here.
1-2, just a little outside. Be a 2-2 count. It's swung on, but great play. Score remains 1-0.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate the importance of that play from Brock Lykup on the uncaught third strike. Because after working to get the fielder's choice and then the strikeout, would have just been devastating for Michigan to give up a run on that type of play. Able to get out of it, keep themselves in the game, and right here, chance to get the offense going.
Yeah, good hit by Hrustich, putting it right past Worthington up the left foul line, and that's a double for the Wolverines. Immediately getting a runner in scoring position. Very important for the Wolverines, who are trailing 1-0 here, bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, first extra base hit of the game for Michigan, and now they have a chance with a couple productive at-bats to manufacture this run without needing another hit. And just the second hit of the game, and we'll see if Caruso at a minimum is able to punch a ball to the right side and push Hrustich up to third base.
That ball catches the bottom of the strike zone, strike one. Cole Caruso is the cleanup hitter for the Wolverines. Trying to get a boost out of him here. That ball's in the dirt for ball one. 1-1 count. Ball's popped foul. A lot of cars over there. Dangerous place to park. But no broken windshields. 1-2 count. That catches high and inside on the strike zone, and that's strike three. Caruso a little surprised at that call. Thought it was a little too inside to be a strike. And I think I agree with him. That ball was very inside, but Zach, like we've said, this strike zone is pretty wide.
Yeah, and I mean, it cuts across the plate closer than what it looks from where it's caught.
This ball's hit in the left field gap, and that'll score a run for the Wolverines as Collin Priest gets to second base for the double, and the game is now tied 1-1. Hrustich making it home, and that's a big hit for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Priest making his first start of this series in the final game and making an impact there. Michigan evening up this game, finally giving Dylan Viggie, who's allowed just one run on 3 hits in 4 innings, a little bit of support.
There's ball one. Joe Longo at the bat. Trying to extend the lead. Take the lead, I should say. There's another off-speed pitch from Smith. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Longo. Longo pops this one at first base, where Gurovich makes the routine play, and there's 2 outs. Kyle Dernetti steps up to the plate.
now just 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position today, but that one hit was a big one from Priest, tying the game. Dernetti, a strikeout victim his first time up, looking to give his team its first lead of the game.
That ball's low and in the dirt. 2-0 count. The 2-0 is outside. Be 3 balls to no strikes.
And good patience by Dernetti. Some of these pitches pretty close, especially with the wide zone we've seen, but able to lay off.
This ball popped. Foul. It'll be strike 1.
Dernetti, despite being in that 7th spot, respected hitter, the 278 average, 20th start of the year, getting the green light there.
There's strike 2 right down the middle. So now we'll have a full count with a runner in scoring position on second base. That's Collin Priest. And that ball just catches the bottom right corner of the strike zone for strike 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a big inning here for Dylan Vignew. Anytime a pitcher is able to get run support, obviously only 1 run here, not a crooked number, but you still want to see a pitcher come back and get that shutdown inning. Vignew's pitched well all game, got out of some traffic in the 4th inning, looking to just get through an easier inning, as he has racked up that pitch count a bit more through 4 innings, still under control. Looks like Kurt Barr is still throwing out in the pen.
I was going to say, it looks like both bullpens warming up. These pitchers have both made it to the 5th inning, only letting up a run each.
Yeah, and as I had said, you really didn't know with Austin Smith. He's only pitched 6 2/3 innings this year, doesn't have a start. Yet it also feels like, if anything, they're a little more desperate because they've had to turn through their pennant both games. Michigan got good length from Mitch Voigt in the opener, but then used 8 different pitchers in yesterday's game.
There's strike 2. Full count, 3-2. Will Worthington looking to get the Toreros off to a good start in this inning. And that ball just a little inside for ball 4. That's a ball that I feel like we've seen been called a strike in this game.
Yeah, and I don't think that pitch is a strike, but I agree with you that it's been called a strike, and that just makes it so hard for both sides to figure out how to interpret the zone. I mean, obviously you want to see an accurate zone, but when you start getting those pitches sometimes called strikes, it can just create even more issues.
Yeah, you always want some consistency with the umpires. Just makes it easier on both teams to get a feel for what to swing at, what not to swing at. Peraza's at the bat. Pitch is in the dirt, and Worthington is going to get to second. Pitch got under Lightgeb's glove.
Yeah, and that's why coaches don't like catchers trying to backhand these pitches, because you really give yourself one chance.
Kurt Barr coming in for Vignew here. The top of the 5th.
Yeah, an interesting move to bring him in mid-at-bat, but the complexion changes with that runner moving up to second on the wild pitch. Kurt Barr with a 3.54 ERA, 1-1 record, very solid whip of 1.08 and a batting average against of just 183. This will be his 8th appearance of the year. Does have 2 starts. This will be his 6th relief appearance. Pitched 20 1/3 innings.
Remains 2-0. Score still 1-1. Will Worthington scoring position on second base. Peraza back up at the plate.
Yeah, so tough at bat here for Barr coming in 2-0. If he does end up walking Peraza here, the walk would be charged to the starting pitcher, Dylan Vigneault. Any other result would go on Barr's record. Does get a strike there to start.
Here's the 2-1. It's low and outside. Be a 3-1 count.
And Peraza 1 for 2 here. Single back in the third inning. But then get caught stealing on a pickoff attempt.
That ball tipped for a foul, and that'll be strike 2. Full count. Got another full count. That's back to back. See the 3-2. A good base hit into right field. It'll just advance Worthington to third. Peraza will make it to first. And now you got a runner on third. Prime scoring chance. No outs so far. Good scenario here for the Toreros. Michigan, it will take a lot for them to get out of this. At least letting up 1 run.
Yeah, good job working with the pitch there for Peraza. DeCrisio now coming in with 2 strikeouts. He's just got to find a way to put the ball in play. Michigan in a bit at the corners, but back up the middle. They will trade the run to get 2 outs. Give San Diego a good chance to get the lead.
Peraza got a jump start to get to second. The play is out at home, but Peraza then, because of the start, makes his way to third. With DeCrisio making his way to second. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position. They're going to sacrifice Will at third.
The first baseman, Jack Gurovich.
Score remains 1-1. And now, this is exactly who San Diego wants at the plate, with a runner on second and third, Jack Gurovich, batting .424 on the year. Ten RBIs, looking to get that number up right here.
Yeah, Peraza getting to third, as you mentioned, because of the head start. DeCrisio really should not have gotten to second base. There was a lapse in defensive coverage by Michigan. And a good job there by Voigt identifying Worthington, coming home, getting him out because you had no double play with the runner from first moving. But someone's just got to cover second base there. Then you have first and third one out, and you're looking at a double play ending the inning. Infield's still playing back up the middle. So as you said, it's going to be a tough ask for Michigan to get out of this. You do wonder, though, with the 2-0 count, is this a situation where Michigan's kind of looking at a pitch around again and then take their chances with Jack Costello with the bases loaded?
Yeah, just send Gurovich to first. That ball's in for a strike. 2-1 count. Looks like Barr is going to go for it. This ball's popped foul. Right outside of left field. And that'll be a 2-2 count now. This would be a big strikeout here.
Especially with those middle infielders back, strikeout is the best opportunity to prevent a run from scoring.
Ball's inside. Lightyev makes a good play on it. Stop it from going behind him. Now we'll have a full count. Another full count. This ball's chopped to first. Voigt makes the play to home, where Peraza tries to bait them, buys some time to allow Gurovic to get to second base. And there's another good out for the Wolverines. The runners remain on second and third. But now you got 2 outs and can somehow get out of this half inning, potentially not allowing a run.
Yeah, once again, you see the contact play on there. Peraza going early, but again, able to mitigate any damage from that just by delaying it enough. As they throw it back, instead of just running it to third, you have 2 runners there. You can just run to third, tag both guys, one of them is going to be out. I think that throw back was the difference in why Gurovic was able to get to second. So again, 2 nice fielder's choice outs at the plate for Michigan, but I don't think they've handled them as well as they could have.
The 1-0 is just outside. Be a 2-0 count. Bar falls behind in this count.
I don't know what this delay is. It's some communication from the Michigan dugout.
Here's the 2-0. This ball's hitting the right field. And that's an easy play for Joe Longo. And the Michigan Wolverines get out of that inning. No runs allowed. The score remains 1-1. An impressive stand for the Wolverines. Smith remains in the game for San Diego. See how much longer he's got. First pitch, just a little low. That's ball 1. Navarro with a swing and a miss. Be a 1-1 count. There's strike 1.
Yeah, I think it went off speed and just got deceived there.
Navarro with a nice hit to the gap in left field. He's going to make a run for second base. Slides and makes it. There's a double for Navarro. And on the first batter of the bottom of the 5th.
Michigan not really taking that same approach so far this series, but I just think it's too obvious of a situation to not.
Yeah, that feels like the right play. It looks like they're looking to bunt. That'll come in as ball 1. Brock gets a bat on it. That's a good bunt. He'll be out at first. But Navarro gets to third base. That's exactly what the Wolverines wanted there. Here's Mac Timbrook at the plate. Off-speed pitch right down the middle. Strike 1. This ball, good play by Angelo Peraza. Down on a knee. Gets it to Gurovic for the out. And that is the second out of the inning. And similar to San Diego, when they had exactly the guy they wanted at the bag. Here comes Mitch Voigt. It's exactly who Michigan wants in this scenario, to try to bring in a run from third.
Yeah, and so either Michigan not going with the contact play, having Navarro stay at third base. I will say, tend to normally not be a big fan of the contact play just because it does make things a lot harder when you end up with a runner on first instead of a runner in scoring position. Obviously, it is nice to apply defensive pressure, but still here you have your best hitter up. There are 2 outs, but any hit, even an infield single, which Voigt picked up a pair of yesterday, would give Michigan their first lead of the game.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch right in the middle of the zone. And that gets through for a strike. Be a 1-2 count. A swing and a miss from Mitch Voigt. That's strike 3. To Ann Arbor. Top of the 6th inning. Score remains 1-1. Austin Smith at the plate. That ball just a little low. Be a 1-1 count. Austin Smith, of course, hit the home run in the 2nd inning. Solely responsible for the 1 run San Diego's got.
And he remains in the game here as the designated hitter, even after his pitching appearance ends.
Yeah, San Diego hoping to get similar power out of him that they've gotten earlier in this game. This ball's chopped foul.
And Kurt Barr, one of the few Michigan pitchers to not make an appearance in yesterday's game. So it took 16 pitches to get through the 5th inning. Another 4th thrown here. No one up in the pen, so this inning is all his.
That ball's a little high. Be ball 2. Kurt Barr came in and got the Wolverines out of a sticky scenario. They're going to look to just get the full use out of him. Now we got a full count coming up.
Yeah, of course, Barr trying not to create his own jam here. Big payoff pitch coming up.
This ball is crushed into right field and gets down. Austin Smith with another good hit. And he's got extra bases on 2nd for the double. An impressive batting performance so far by Smith.
Right fielder Jacob Christian.
Yeah, 2 for 3. Both hits coming in the extra base variety. Just lines that down the right field line. No play at 2nd base. And now another tough situation for Michigan pitching. Anytime there's a runner in scoring position with no one out, that means that you don't need a base hit to get the runner in.
Swing and a miss by Jacob Christian. That'll be strike 1.
Starting to see a few snowflakes coming down. It is about 40 degrees, so not expecting any accumulation. But after seeing a lot of rain during yesterday's game, had a brief rain delay.
Hopefully we'll get through this one clean. No delays. Smith thought about making the jump to 3rd, but Lightgab gets on top of the ball. prevents that from happening.
Yeah, like it didn't keep it in front of him as well as he probably would have liked, but didn't go that far, and because it went to the third base side, just makes it such a hard advance.
That ball's just outside. 3 balls to 1 strike. That'll be ball 4. Jacob Christian will take the walk to first base. San Diego with runners on first and second now. You got Dustin Allen stepping up to the plate, batting .275 on the season. Earlier in this game, grounded out to second. This will be his second plate appearance. Looks like Michigan is going to take another trip to the mound, talk to Barr.
But they just seem to really be interested in using the small ball strategy as we see him showing bunt again.
Shows bunt, then takes a swing at it, and the bat goes flying out of his hand. And that's strike 1. The Michigan bench lets him hear it.
Yeah, going with a little deception there. And you always wonder if maybe he thinks about laying down a surprise bunt on this pitch.
Yeah, a little reverse psychology action. Up. Showed bunt, but the ball was low and outside for ball 1.
And again, I think now he is intending to lay down a bunt. Obviously, if a second strike occurs, that changes the strategy. But I think that kind of was a deception look. And I think this is the play now.
That ball is just caught the corner for strike 2.
Yeah, now the bunt is completely out of play with 2 strikes. So again, tried to fool Michigan.
So now he's showing bunt. The ball's outside. 2-2 count.
Yeah, and that's interesting because he held that one a while. So again, it sure looked like he intended to lay that down if it was in the strike zone, even with 2 strikes.
Michigan's infield rotating, preparing for that bunt. As you see Kyle Dernetti making his way to third as Cole Caruso makes his way into home plate.
Yeah, Barr at this point just has to get a pitch in the strike zone, especially with the batter showing bunt. 17 pitches now without an out recorded in this inning.
That's going to be inside for ball 4. And now you got bases loaded, 0 outs. Kurt Barr, we said in the beginning, trying not to start his own jam, and ends up doing just that.
Yeah, and Dustin Allen, of course, playing that back and forth, showing bunt, pulling it back. But in the end, San Diego just really didn't have to do much for that base. Especially with a guy showing bunt and being in between, you just got to make him make contact with the pitch.
This ball's chopped to third base. An easy play home. Michigan avoids a run being scored there, but the bases remain loaded.
Yeah, and once again, a big out right there. This is something Michigan's been able to employ well, in large part because all these ground balls, San Diego's had a few chances where they just need to hit a ground ball up the middle and they get a run. Michigan has not pulled their second baseman or shortstop in once this game, but every time they've hit it to a corner infielder who's in good position to throw it home.
And Michigan's done a good job taking advantage of those chopped balls, able to prevent runs on really high chance opportunities for San Diego. 0-1 is swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2. Barr looks to battle himself out of this jam. Ball was low and outside. Got away from Light Gab. For a moment, I wasn't sure if Worthington went, but it looks like he didn't. Ball 2.
And they did check with the first base umpire, Corey Henga, who said that he did hold up on a pitch well out of the zone. Stays alive.
This ball's tipped foul right behind home base umpire. The count remains 1-2. Off-speed pitch is called a ball. Again, another pitch that I feel like has been called a strike earlier in this game.
Yeah, but I think it's because it was high, and as I've been saying, I just don't think the top of the zone has been the issue. I think that was fine over the plate.
This ball is chopped to second base. Michigan looking to get the double play, and they do. And Michigan gets out of the inning. At least you got the integrity and what's really happening correct.
And so now another big at-bat here. And this has kind of been the opposite of what happened yesterday. It's been San Diego these last couple innings. In the 4th and 5th innings, they left a total of 5 runners on base. That's what we saw Michigan doing a lot yesterday. So San Diego finally gets the lead here, but they really got to do more than that because they're keeping Michigan around. And again, facing a team that has a team ERA over 7. Only 2 runs so far. Didn't do much getting base runners on the first 6 innings. But at this point, they just got to be able to capitalize. Peraza making his 4th trip up. Has singles his last 2 appearances.
This ball catches the edge of the zone. You strike 1. Peraza has been, of course, solid in this game. He's been solid all year for the Toreros. One of their better hitters. That ball appears to have gotten just inside for ball 3. Be a 3-1 count. San Diego leads Michigan 2-1. Top of the 6th inning. 2 outs.
Yeah, Justin DeCrisio on deck. He is 0 for 3 this game.
Worthington gets a jump start, but it's a walk anyway. And the bases are loaded again.
And you have to wonder there if Michigan even would have thrown down with the potential of a double steal attempt. But it ends up being a moot point. Bases now loaded. And again, DeCrisio has not done anything so far this game, pair of strikeouts. But a chance to make up for all of that with a big hit here.
Hits that one foul. That'll be strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt. That'll be ball 1. Barr really trying to get out of this inning. 2 instances of bases loaded, but only 1 run scored so far. This ball's chopped to shortstop. It's a routine play to first for Mitch Voigt. And Michigan gets out of that half inning, only allowing 1 run despite 2 instances of bases loaded. Steven Hrustrich at the plate. First pitch is a wild one. That got out of control. That'll be ball one, way over the head of the umpire. Take another look at that.
You know, we've seen a few instances of those types of pitches this game and also just throughout this series. Just nowhere close.
And another high ball.
Krustich got the double in the 4th inning, scored the only run so far for the Wolverines. This Michigan team has left 4 runners on base, in contrast to the Toreros, who have left 8 on over just the last 3 innings, 9 total for the game.
And there's the first strike, the at-bat. Krustich foul tips it right behind home plate. It'll be a 2-2 count.
Yeah, big hack there, just got under it.
Looking to get another extra base hit. And he goes fishing. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. Another big hack at it. Take a look at the replay here. Just a low ball. Tries to get to it. It does not pay off. There's 1 out.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup maybe that just nosedived. And Krustich did not get a read on it.
Cole Caruso at the plate. Takes a look at the first ball. It's low. Ball 1. That ball just outside for ball 2. Here's the 2-0. Catches the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. 2-1 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Michigan trails by 1. There's a good off-speed pitch. Catches dead center of the strike zone. 2-2 count.
Yeah, Fry's working back into count here. Confidently going with what looked like a curveball on 2-1. Dropping it right into the zone.
This ball's popped foul. Caruso stays at the plate.
Caruso with a pair of strikeouts so far this game. Looking to just put it in play for the first time.
And there's a swing and a miss from Caruso. Fries gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. And it's 2 outs. With Collin Priest making his way back up to the plate. He drove in a run earlier with a double to left field. Looking to get that same success here. First ball looking, and that's a strike 1.
You know, it looked like Fries used the same pitch to strike out each of the first 2 hitters. Priest looking for better fortune here, as Fries now in just an inning and a third of work so far, already picked up 3 Ks.
There's a swing and a miss by Priest. 0-2 count. Fries getting ahead here. And they're going to say he didn't go. Call that one a ball. Just outside. 1-2 count. And Priest takes a hack at it. Swing and a miss for strike 3. For ball 2. That went inside. Looks like it grazed Gurovich's jersey. Almost a walk there. And there's ball 4. Gurovich takes the walk to first. Michigan letting a runner on base on the first at bat of the inning.
Yeah, not what Barr wanted there. After struggling through so much traffic the last couple innings, he has allowed 4 walks now in just these 2 innings. Not what he wanted to see. Coming in, allowing 9 walks and 20 in the third, now 4 walks in 2 innings here. Just making his life more difficult.
First pitch was inside for a ball, and now Lightgab's gonna talk to Barr.
Again, 5 pitches, 5 balls here this inning. Barr's pitch count now pushing over 50. After he really had to labor through the 6th inning. He almost got through it unscathed, if not for an instant replay overturn that netted San Diego the go-ahead run on an RBI fielder's choice.
Jack Costello at the plate. There's strike 1. This ball's popped up out of play, right outside of left field. That'll be strike 2. 1-2 count. No outs so far. That pitch is ripped foul to the left side.
Just a little out in front there. Got the barrel on it.
Just got there a little early. One-two pitch is popped up in the infield. Kyle Dernetti makes the play on it. And there's the first out for the Wolverines.
Hitter Austin Smith.
Jack Gurovich stays put at first base. And now up to the plate, Austin Smith. He has a home run, 2nd inning. In his 3rd at bat, a double to deep right field.
Yeah, and Austin Smith really has been the difference in the game up to this point. Of course, had that home run, doubled his last time up, only pitched 4 1/3 innings, but making his first start of the year, and it was an effective 4 1/3 innings at that. Toreros have to be very pleased from what they've seen from Smith.
Absolutely. In my book so far, he's been the player of the game.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
0-1 count. Barr checks on first base. Keeps Gurovich where he wants him. Goes right back to first base. Gurovich asks for some time. He slid back into first base there. Looks like he got stung a little bit.
Gurevich just 2 stolen bases this year. Neither team has any particular stolen base threats.
Third base ump says he didn't go. So that'll be ball 1. This ball's chopped to Barr, who runs up, makes the play to Voigt. Gets there in time, so that'll be the second out of the inning. Though it advances Gurevich to second base. So the Toreros again with a runner in scoring position. Jacob Christian at the bat.
Yeah, and just a situation they've continued to struggle with through so much of this game. Managed to get that 1 run across in the 6th inning, but had a ton of opportunities in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Michigan's done a very good job wriggling their way out of them with little damage, but due to the San Diego dominance from their pitching, still have a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Michigan just staying in this game, but doesn't have the offense as of today to really get themselves ahead. 1-1 count. Barr checks second base. That ball's chopped foul. Strike 2.
And Christian has not put a ball in play yet. He struck out, he was hit by a pitch, and he walked.
This ball's low and outside. Lightgab lost it for a second. It was down in his pads, but gets control of the ball before Gurevich can think about running to third.
Yeah, again, pitch count just continuing to climb for Kurt Barr. Really don't know how much they expect out of him. 4 innings from Vigyu, Barr in his 3rd.
They still have no one in the bullpen warming up.
You almost wonder if they potentially are looking to get Barr through the rest of this game if he can remain reasonably effective.
This ball is hit deep into left field. It's going to be left to the yellow pole. That's foul. Almost had the distance to be a home run if it had stayed in play. And based on Michigan's offensive output, a 2-run shot here would really put this game, it feels like, out of reach for the Wolverines. This ball is hitting the right field. Longo doesn't have to move. He makes the catch, and that's the 3rd out.
Longo just a pop out and foul out so far. Again, only 4 hits from Michigan. Only player to reach base twice is Collin Priest, who had a walk and RBI double in his first 2 appearances. Michigan looking to get contributions from the bottom of the order, 6 through 9, just a combined 1 for 8.
That ball's grounded to first. Easy play for Gurevich. And there's the first out of the inning. Like you said, the bottom half of this Michigan batting order has not contributed all that much, and they're really going to need something from them if they want to get back into this game.
A new pitcher as well in for San Diego.
And there's Kyle Dernetti swinging at the first pitch. Grounds it to Peraza, makes the easy play to Gurovic. And that's 2 outs.
Yeah, Schreier picking up 2 outs on 3 pitches. New pitcher Alex Schreier coming in with a 10.45 ERA, really struggling in 8 appearances this season.
Sun is coming back out.
It seems the wind perhaps is at least temporarily slowed down a little. It is still gusting pretty strong. Not quite as sustained anymore.
That ball caught the back door of the strike zone. That one's just outside. So it'll be a 1-1 count for Navarro here. Schreier going for the outside edge of this zone. 2 balls to 1 strike. That one finds center zone for strike 2.
Defensive hack there from Navarro.
Pops it way left. Hits Yost Ice Arena right in the wall. And this one's chopped to Gurovic, who calls off Schreier, makes the play himself. And that's 3 outs in 3 batters for Schreier. A quick inning for San Diego. Welcome back. Zach, what do you make of Kurt Barr's performance so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty gritty. A lot of traffic he's faced, especially in those 5th and 6th innings. Managed to give up just the 1 run. Had a cleaner 7th inning, allowing just 1 base runner. Overall, if you're Michigan, you'll take the 1 run allowed in 3 innings. The bigger issue for Michigan, surprisingly enough, especially after the first 2 games and the season as a whole, is the lack of offense.
This ball is hit just over the head of Tim Brook, and that'll be a base hit for Dustin Allen. It's on the swinging on the first pitch of the inning. And now Ariel Armis will take the plate.
Finally see, looks like someone up.
Dustin Allen gets a jump start on that pitch, steals a base, gets to second, and immediately is in scoring position. I feel like the past few innings, right off the first batter, whether it's an extra base hit or a stolen base, there's a runner in scoring position with 0 outs.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 5th straight leadoff batter to reach base for San Diego. It's been something Michigan's been struggling with, and it's why they face so much traffic. Again, Michigan's done a good job getting out of these jams, as we see Armis likely attempting to lay down a sacrifice. And again, Michigan's done a good job getting out of it. San Diego certainly wishes they did more over the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. But just how sustainable is it for the Wolverines to keep escaping these jams?
Yeah, eventually you wanna get ahead on the outs in the inning. It's not the most sustainable to get yourself out of a jam and runners in scoring position every inning. 2-1 pitch. Finds the strike zone for strike 2. Armas again showing a bunt.
Yeah, with the way San Diego's been playing this throughout the game, I'm guessing they're going to try to bunt here even with 2 strikes. Again, Armas just a 170 hitter, 0 for 3 on the day. Look to get something productive out of this at-bat.
That ball's in the dirt for ball 3. Full count, 3-2.
And not showing bunt there. He's going to swing away with the 2 strikes.
And that's called for strike 3. A big strikeout for Kurt Barr. And there's the first out of the inning. San Diego thought that was a little low. Good job framing it by Lightgeb. And they get the called strike there.
A little difficult to see from that angle just because Dustin Allen was in the way. Again, hard to tell where exactly it catches the batter if it's still at the knees at that point with the pitch sinking. Again, the low call isn't something we've seen much this game. It's mainly been east-west. But I will say naked eye, I did not expect that pitch to be called a strike.
I agree. Here's Will Worthington up at the plate. Swinging at the first pitch. Missing. Strike 1.
Yeah, Worthington did drive in the go-ahead run on that fielder's choice in the 6th inning when the call at first base got overturned from the original out call. Does have a walk as well.
Shows bunt. Gets a bat on it, but it goes foul. And that'll be strike 2.
And you have to figure there he's bunting for a hit. With 1 out, you just really don't accomplish much. Getting a runner from second to third for the 2nd out. Unlikely we'll see that again with 2 strikes.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball's outside in the dirt. Barr took a long look at second base there before delivering that.
You know, we have someone up in the Michigan bullpen now wearing a coat, so I can't tell who it is.
And Worthington swings and misses for strike 3. There's 2 outs for the Wolverines as Peraza steps up to the plate. And that's a big strikeout for Kurt Barr.
Yeah, looks like Barr went with heat away. Worthington could not connect. Now lineup turns over again.
First pitch is in for a strike. Second pitch just outside.
Yeah, Peraza, utility player, started every game for San Diego. None at second base. 47 of them were in right field, along with 2 starts in center field and 1 at catcher. So he can really play everywhere. Something coaches love.
And we see that throughout the season out of Mitch Voigt for the Wolverines. Kind of a wild card player, can play wherever.
Yeah, Voigt, of course, has the added ability of pitching.
The 2-1 pitch. Finds the strike zone for strike 2. Off-speed pitch there. Barr is approaching his 90th pitch of the game.
Runner going to third there. Very surprising. with 2 outs. Even if that pitch is taken for ball 3, you just don't get a lot getting to third. And if you go, you have to make it. But Dustin Allen must have felt that Kurt Barr wasn't paying enough attention to him. And you do have Tim Brook holding him fairly close up the middle.
And that ball is in for strike 3. Kurt Barr with a big strikeout.
It's been a solid year overall. Of course, coming in, trying to hold on to that 1-run lead. 9 straight Wolverines have been set down since the leadoff double back in the 5th inning from Bradley Navarro.
Now the Wolverines are going to put in Will Rogers to pinch hit, try to get a spark out of a fresh batter here.
So as it turns out, Rogers not getting the full day off. 2nd straight game where he did not begin the game behind the plate, but he's going to have to go in defensively for Light Gibb in the 9th inning.
First pitch was right down the middle, second one just outside. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss from Rogers. Gonna be strike 2.
See, they're not a great batting average this year. Has that pair of home runs.
That ball's outside for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch is low and away. We'll have a full count for Will Rogers. A good battle in his first at-bat.
Rogers had another one of those transfers, playing 2 years at Arizona State before taking over the starting job here. Made a pitching appearance in yesterday's game.
And he watches that one go right by him for strike 3. A called strikeout. And Moderer strikes out the first batter he faces.
Just froze him on the outside corner right there. Rogers worked the count full, but not able to connect there. Don't know if he was expecting something off speed or if he thought that was away, but it sure looked to be on the corner.
Now we'll come back to the top of the lineup for the Wolverines. Mac Timbrook watches the first ball go for a strike.
Yeah, that one looked like the corner may have started to grow a bit. Looked a bit outside.
That ball low and inside. Almost hit his leg.
And Tim Brook got that single back in the 1st inning. Pair of ground outs since then. Looking to just get something going for a team with only 4 hits so far in this game.
Looks like be a 3rd ground out for Tim Brook. Easy play from Peraza to Gurevich. And that'll be the 2nd out, which brings Mitch Voigt up to the plate. Michigan needs to string together a few hits here, either in the bottom of the 8th right now or the bottom of the 9th, in order to tie this one up.
Mitch Voigt 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out his last time up, so even with their best hitter up.
This ball's driven to deep left field at the warning track. And that's an easy play for Jack Costello to retire the inning and take us into the top of the 9th. Here's Justin DeCrisio at the plate for the Toreros. First pitch in for ball one.
Not a successful game for DeCrisio. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
That ball's popped up high. 3 Wolverines looking to make a play on it, but it's just out of reach and out of play for strike one.
As you see there, 0 for 4 on the day. Still with a 283 average. Does have 5 doubles, no home runs. San Diego really would like to break out the bats a bit here in the ninth and give their pitching some breathing room.
Breaking ball called for strike 2. Be a 1-2 count. This ball grounded foul, left to the third base line. This ball lined right to Timbrook, who makes the play on it. For a second, I thought that would get through. That ball was hit with some speed, but curves perfectly right into Timbrook's gloves, and that's the first out of the inning for the Wolverines.
Yeah, solid line drive, but I don't think it was hit as hard as it looked off the bat, and that gave Timbrook time with a good jump to just run right over.
This ball's hit deep into right field. Longo on the run makes the play. And there's the second out for the Wolverines. That's an important 2 outs for Michigan to just try to get ahead in this crucial 9th inning. Try to avoid any type of jam, any runners on base.
You know, we've talked about they've had a lot of issues with that, able to strand a lot of runners. But given that they're trying to push Kurt Barr through 5 innings, really would help him to get a 1-2-3 inning here, keep it 1 run, give his team an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, they've got full use out of Barr, who just reached his 100th pitch. Now at 101. 1-1. This ball's foul tipped. That'll be strike 2. Kurt Barr looks to get the Wolverines out of this half inning quickly. The 1-2 pitch is hit solidly to right field, takes a bounce off the wall, and that'll be an extra base hit for Jack Costello, who puts the Toreros back into scoring position. The Wolverines had 2 strikes and 2 outs. We're looking to get out of the inning quick. And just like that, you have a runner in scoring position and the most dangerous man of the evening, Austin Smith, back at the plate.
Yeah, Michigan just has not gotten a 1-2-3 inning so far in this game. That was the first inning that they've gotten the first 2 batters out, but just not able to finish the job right there. Going to put Barr through another high pressure at bat against the best hitter in this game, as you said.
Smith puts a bat on it, but it's foul to the right. That'll be 2 strikes for an 0-2 count.
And if he could have just kept his hands back a little longer, Toreros have another run. Instead, Smith is going to have to continue to battle.
This ball's popped foul. And the at-bat will continue.
Smith, again, a versatile and durable player. Appeared in every game last year. Started this game, remaining in as the DH.
That ball's outside. Ball 1. Smith with another foul ball. Battling well, getting his bat on a lot of these.
Just looking for another pitch he can drive, and then just has to keep it fair. He's got those 2 extra base hits this game. Has that 1 run, has the home run, scored the first run of the game.
Here's the 1-2. High and inside for ball 2. That is ball 2, despite the scorebox saying otherwise. That ball just outside again for ball 3. Now we have a full count for Austin Smith, a crucial pitch here. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Smith pops it to center field. Hrustich is on the move, but it's going to be Kyle Dernetti who makes the play.
Von Lauder staying in this game after just a 10-pitch 8th inning. 12 straight batters going down for Michigan. Just down 1 here, but they're going to need to change that trend. Hrustich getting the double, scoring the Wolverines' lone run. Now up to start the final inning of regulation.
Hrustich pops this ball high and right. It's going to be out of play for strike 2. An 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hrustich gets a bat on it, but Peraza makes a running play, and there's the first out of the inning. Caruso now will take the plate as we take a look at that replay. Just in the outstretched arms of Peraza. Makes a good play.
Again, little soft liner. Seems harder off the bat than it really is. Gives Peraza enough time to run over there and keep it from getting through.
First pitch is outside for ball 1.
As you can see, just a real struggle for Caruso this game. Going down on strikes all 3 times. Twice swinging, once looking, but works ahead in this count.
Gets off to a good start here with the 2-0 count. That ball was inside. And that one catches bottom corner of the zone for strike 1. Two-one pitch in for strike 2. Just caught the outside of the zone.
Yeah, looked a little generous, and that's a huge call right there. The difference between 2-2 and 3-1, when Michigan just needs to get someone on, and they would bring the winning run to the plate.
There's the 2. Never mind. Moderer will take a moment.
I think... And that is a clock violation. That's going to be an automatic ball. Mutter cannot step off the mound with no one on base. So this is a full count right here.
Wow, the 3-2 pitch is outside for ball 4. And Caruso gets on to first base.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that step off. You are allowed one step off with runners on that does not involve throwing to a base before you're assessed an automatic ball. You can throw over to a base as many times as you want in the college game, but you don't get that privilege with no one on base. So when he steps off, there is no clock reset. It becomes an automatic ball. So after he gets that generous call on 2-1, he gives it right back, forces his way into a full count situation, and then ends up resulting in the walk. Michigan getting its first base runner since the 5th inning. And Collin Priest, who does have an RBI double, drove in the lone run this game, represents the potential winning run at the plate.
This ball is driven into deep right field, and it's out of here! A walk-off home run for Collin Priest, a 2-run shot, gives the Michigan Wolverines a win, 3-2. What a swing for Collin Priest, who gets the walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, and that was just something that was difficult to see coming with how this whole game had gone. But again, just such a tumultuous turn of events, all starting with Von Mutter stepping off the mound, taking an automatic ball, giving up the walk, and that ball was driven way out to right center field.